Welcome to Arena Madness, where we dive deep into the stories that shape college basketball's greatest programs. I'm Michael, and today we're exploring something truly special. The remarkable recruiting transformation happening in Lexington, Kentucky. When Mark Pope took over the Kentucky Wildcats program, skeptics wondered if he could match the recruiting prowess of his predecessor. Well, the 2025 recruiting class has delivered a resounding answer. We're talking about a collection of talent that has not only silenced doubters, but has positioned Kentucky for sustained excellence in ways that might surprise even the most optimistic Big Blue Nation faithful. Today, we're counting down the top 5 recruiting victories that have defined Pope's first major recruiting cycle. These aren't just talented players. They're program-defining acquisitions that showcase strategic vision, relationship building, and the kind of recruiting acumen that championship programs are built upon. From hometown heroes to international sensations, from last-minute steals to remarkable re-recruitments. This class tells the story of a coach who understands both the Kentucky tradition and the modern landscape of college basketball recruiting. So settle in as we break down each recruitment, analyze the competition, and explore why these 5 victories represent more than just talented players joining a roster. They represent the foundation of Kentucky's next championship era. At number 5, we have Andrija Jelavic, the skilled European forward who represents Mark Pope's commitment to finding elite talent beyond traditional American recruiting circuits. Jelavic's recruitment stands out not just for his individual abilities, but for what his commitment says about Kentucky's evolving recruiting philosophy. The international recruiting game requires different relationships, different evaluation methods, and different timeline management than domestic recruiting. Pope's success in landing Jelavic demonstrates his staff's ability to identify and develop talent pipelines that extend Kentucky's reach into previously untapped markets. From a basketball perspective, Jelavic brings a skill set that perfectly complements the American talent in the class. His versatility, basketball IQ, and ability to stretch the floor provide strategic advantages that pure athleticism alone cannot deliver. European players often arrive with fundamentals and basketball understanding that accelerate their college impact timeline. The competition for Jelavic's services included several high major programs, but Kentucky's combination of tradition, development opportunity, and Pope's vision for utilizing international talent ultimately proved decisive. This recruitment signals that Kentucky won't limit itself to traditional recruiting territories when building championship-caliber rosters. Jelavic's commitment also represents the kind of strategic thinking that championship programs employ. While other schools chased more publicized recruits, Pope identified a player whose skill set and potential could provide significant value, both immediately and long-term. It's the kind of recruitment that looks even better in hindsight. Coming in at number 4 is Braden Hawthorne, the 4-star forward whose late commitment to Kentucky represents one of the most impressive recruiting maneuvers of the entire cycle. Hawthorne's recruitment showcases Pope's ability to identify opportunities and capitalize on them, even when the timing seems impossible. Late cycle recruiting requires different skills than early relationship building. It demands quick evaluation, rapid relationship development, and the ability to present a compelling vision under compressed timelines. Pope's success in landing Hawthorne demonstrates his staff's adaptability and their ability to execute under pressure. What makes Hawthorne's commitment particularly impressive is the level of competition Kentucky faced. Multiple high major programs, including several traditional rivals, were pursuing him aggressively. His decision to choose Kentucky came down to Pope's ability to articulate a clear role and a development path that resonated with the players' goals. From a strategic standpoint, Hawthorne filled a critical need in Kentucky's front court rotation, while adding athleticism and versatility that enhanced the team's tactical flexibility. Sometimes, the most important recruitments aren't the most publicized ones, but rather the ones that complete the championship puzzle in ways that become apparent only after the fact. The timing of Hawthorne's commitment also provided momentum. Heading into the final stages of the recruiting cycle, landing a highly sought-after player late in the process demonstrated to other recruits and to the college basketball world that Kentucky remained a formidable presence in recruiting battles, regardless of timing or competition level. At number 3, we have
Malachi Moreno,
the 5-star center who represents everything Kentucky fans love about in-state recruiting success. Moreno's commitment combines elite talent with local pride, creating the kind of storyline that energizes fan bases and establishes program foundations. In-state recruiting carries additional significance beyond just talent acquisition. Landing elite local prospects demonstrates to the community that the program remains relevant and attractive to homegrown talent. It's about maintaining recruiting territory and ensuring that Kentucky doesn't become a destination only for out-of-state players seeking exposure. Moreno's skill set addresses one of Kentucky's most critical needs: interior presence and rim protection. His combination of size, athleticism, and basketball instincts provides the kind of anchor that championship teams require. 5-star big men don't emerge from Kentucky high school basketball frequently, making Moreno's commitment even more significant. The competition for Moreno included several programs with a track record of success in recruiting elite bigs. Kentucky's ability to land him speaks to Pope's understanding of what matters to local prospects, and his ability to connect the Kentucky tradition with modern player development opportunities. Beyond his immediate impact potential, Moreno's commitment represents continuity with Kentucky's tradition of developing elite big men for the next level. His decision to stay home and be part of building something special in Lexington reflects the kind of program buy-in that championship cultures require. It's the foundation piece that makes everything else possible. At number 2, we have what might be the most complex and impressive recruiting victory of the entire cycle: the re-recruitment of Jaden Quaintins. This wasn't just about landing a talented player. It was about navigating the delicate process of rebuilding trust and convincing a former commitment to believe in a new vision. Re-recruiting a player who had previously committed to your program under different circumstances requires exceptional relationship management and strategic communication. Quaintins had originally committed to Kentucky under the previous coaching staff, making his potential departure a real possibility when Pope was hired. The challenge wasn't just about basketball fit or development opportunities. It was about convincing a player who had already made one significant commitment that the change in leadership represented an opportunity rather than a setback. Pope had to prove that his vision for Quaintins' development was superior to what other programs were offering. What makes this recruitment particularly impressive is the level of competition Kentucky faced once Quaintins became available. Multiple elite programs immediately began pursuing him, recognizing both his talent and his potential availability. The recruiting battle was intense, with established programs leveraging their track records and long-standing relationships. Pope's success in re-recruiting Jaden Quaintins demonstrates several critical coaching abilities: the capacity to build relationships quickly, the vision to see how players fit into his system, and the communication skills to articulate that vision convincingly. It's the kind of recruiting victory that establishes credibility and momentum for future battles. At number 1, we have Jasper Johnson, the 5-star guard who represents the pinnacle of Mark Pope's recruiting success in the 2025 class. Johnson's commitment combines elite talent, local connection, and strategic importance in ways that define program-changing recruitments. Johnson isn't just a highly rated prospect. He's a game-changing talent with the skills to impact winning at the highest levels immediately. His scoring ability, athleticism, and basketball IQ represent the kind of player who can single-handedly elevate a program's championship aspirations. When evaluating recruiting victories, few things matter more than landing transformational talent. The local connection adds another layer of significance to Johnson's commitment. Landing elite in-state talent, particularly players with Johnson's profile, demonstrates to the basketball community that Kentucky remains the premier destination for the state's best. It's about maintaining recruiting territory and establishing local dominance. The competition for Johnson's services included virtually every elite program in college basketball. His recruitment became a measuring stick for Pope's ability to compete with established powerhouses for the nation's most sought-after prospects. The fact that Kentucky ultimately prevailed speaks volumes about Pope's recruiting acumen and the program's continued appeal. From a strategic standpoint, Johnson provides the kind of perimeter scoring and playmaking that championship teams require. His ability to create his own shot, facilitate for others, and perform in crucial moments makes him the type of player who can carry a team through March Madness runs. He's not just a talented addition. He's a potential program cornerstone. Johnson's commitment also represents the successful culmination of Pope's relationship-building efforts and his ability to articulate a vision that resonates with elite prospects. Landing a player of Jasper Johnson's caliber establishes Pope as a legitimate force in national recruiting and sets the foundation for continued success in future cycles. As we conclude our countdown of Mark Pope's top 5 recruiting victories for the 2025 class, it's important to step back and appreciate the bigger picture of what these recruitments represent. This isn't just about landing talented players. It's about building the foundation for sustained championship-level success. The strategic composition of this class addresses both immediate needs and long-term program building. Pope has assembled a group that combines local loyalty with national reach, veteran presence with developmental potential, and traditional Kentucky talent with innovative additions that reflect the evolving landscape of college basketball. What makes this class particularly impressive is how each recruitment builds upon the others. Early commitments establish credibility, middle commitments demonstrated momentum, and late additions showcase the program's ability to close on elite talent even when facing intense competition. It's a comprehensive approach to roster construction that championship programs require. The ripple effects of these recruiting victories extend far beyond the 2025 class. The success Pope has achieved in this cycle has enhanced Kentucky's positioning for future recruiting battles, reestablished the program's reputation among elite prospects, and sent a clear message to the college basketball world that Kentucky remains a premier destination for the nation's best players. For Big Blue Nation, these 5 recruiting victories represent more than just talented additions to the roster. They represent hope, excitement, and the promise of championship basketball returning to Lexington. Pope has not only met the enormous expectations that come with coaching at Kentucky, he has exceeded them in ways that establish the foundation for sustained success. As we look toward the future, these recruitments will be remembered not just as individual victories, but as the building blocks of Kentucky's return to championship contention. The 2025 class isn't just talented, it's transformational. And these 5 recruiting victories represent the cornerstones of that transformation. Thank you for joining us on Arena Madness for this deep dive into Mark Pope's recruiting excellence. The future of Kentucky basketball looks brighter than ever, and it all starts with these 5 remarkable recruiting victories that have set the foundation for championships to come.